Hello, welcome to West Ham Confidential on Irons United. With me, Alf Gasparo. So, what a week it's been in the West Ham world. Just wanted to cover a few quick issues with you before Christmas. So, first of all, sad condolences, sad news that Martin Peters, who should have been knighted in my opinion, along with Bobby Moore and with Jeff Hurst, they are the trio that won the World Cup for us. Sadly passed away, been suffering with Alzheimer's, I believe, for some time. So, heartfelt condolences out to family and friends, and to be sorely missed, certainly amongst West Ham fans, but I would say, all fans from England, certainly at least. The other issues coming out of the club this week, NLDC 20 and the club going to Newham Council to extend the capacity up to 62,500. That's probably going to be looking at mid to late 2020, possibly, but who knows. It begs the question, how many fans will take up those extra seats? Current capacity now is 55,000, something like that. So it'd be interesting to see how many take up the seat based upon our performances now as well. That's the interesting thing. Because many fans are leaving during the games or early departures as well. There's been a lot of dissension in the ranks, a lot of unhappiness as well. So who knows? But say they are expanding the capacity. Let's see what happens there. It might be, as it did last year or a couple of years ago when they released the season tickets in January, February time. So it might be a similar thing this time. Who knows? But anyway, the discussions are going on. Apparently this week as well, Andy Carroll and Karen Brady have had a little bit of a spat. Yes, she's accused him of basically loafing and going off and just skiving, and he's basically had a right go at her, saying what a cheek, she's never spoken to me either. Who knows, whatever. Look, he had lots of injury issues, never really reached his full potential with us. There were great moments, but they were just too few and far between. He had the potential, just didn't make it with us. And she shouldn't really be speaking about ex-players like that. Keep your opinions to yourself or about your current players, but not ex-players as well, because they're not with us anymore. He's gone off to another club. So that's all we got to say about that. The other issue this week really is the ongoing saga of Pellegrini. Is he going to stay? Is he going to be pushed out? The reports coming out that although we won away at Southampton, and obviously we've had a week off this week, and we're away to Crystal Palace in the next game at Boxing Day. He's, if he loses one of the next three or so games, then he's on his heels, or he's going to be pushed out. Now, the interesting thing here is that, they're giving him very narrow margins now, a tightrope to walk, and that's going to put undue pressure on him and also the players to perform. Maybe some players will underperform, maybe, trying to oust the manager. Apparently in the dressing room there have been questions asked, but there is still a solidarity there. Hopefully we can see that. Hopefully after the performance, which was a great performance, against Southampton, there will be consistency now. We can put up a fight against Crystal Palace and against Leicester and also the other teams that are doing well. One of the big considerations from other fans was saying, well, actually, although we're playing pretty poorly this season, there are worse teams below us that are playing even worse. My concern is now that those teams, whilst the performances might not necessarily, or the results might not necessarily be going their way right now, they are showing a better fighting spirit. So we've got to be making sure that our performances are better. But if Pellegrini goes, then who comes in? Harry Redknapp says he wants to come in, but apparently there's no chance of that. Should we go for a younger manager, an older manager, somebody with pedigree? Very difficult to know which should be the best way forward. Are they going to be any better or worse than the Pellegrini? That's the issue. January transfer window is just upon us now. So are we able to go out with gusto and get lots of players that we need? out into the market. They're going to come from abroad. Will they need time to settle in? It might be too late, by the time they actually settle in and, actually start producing. Or we're going to get a Premier League player or a Championship player who's going to hit the ground running and give us that extra fight that we need. Either way, it's going to be a very tricky time for us for the next few weeks, and hopefully we can get some points. Hopefully we can, secure our place in mid-table and then build on for the second half of the season. But tough times ahead for us anyway. But the last thing I wanted to say was fan TV, I suppose, not only from West Ham but also from other clubs, has come under a bit of pressure recently from media groups and also from fan groups who have, in isolated instances, start to have a little bit of a pop at these fan cams and things like that. I suppose you could include us in there. I suppose the only thing I would say is that, one, it's these platforms are giving fans an opportunity to voice their opinions. Now, sometimes it's raw, yes. Sometimes it's negative, yes. Sometimes it's very animated because they're just coming out of the stadiums and they're giving their raw, unfiltered emotions. And maybe within hindsight, they may want to check that a little bit. But you can't say that it's necessarily an overall bad thing. Possibly lacks a little bit of balance sometimes. But, these fan channels are there to give fans, us, a voice. And, I wouldn't be on Irons United if I didn't want to express my opinion. And I welcome your comments as well, so that, you can have your say as well. That's the whole point. Mainstream media has largely ignored fan opinion for many, many years, or not taking it seriously. And now there is a bit of pressure from broadcast media against some fan channels. And then, the fan channels can stand up and hold their heads high to say, well, actually, we're providing a service, for fans. And the only people that are paying these fan channels is from YouTube itself. It's not from any fans or not from the clubs either. So, that's been the criticism from some fan channels. But the fans have an opportunity to voice their opinions, and we on Irons United welcome your opinions as well, whatever they are. Hopefully we provide a balanced opinion with match reports, previews, reviews, and our weekly ramblings as well. But at least you have the ability to comment on what we say, and also get your reactions to matches, transfer news, so on and so forth. Anyway, well, that's it for this special show, West Ham Confidential, on Irons United. I just want to say a very Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. Hopefully we'll get some decent results over the next few games. And, away to Crystal Palace on Boxing Day. Wow, let's go for a win. Up the Hammers. Ta-ra.